eating, it's just so rich and beautiful, and the flavors and the colors are so wonderful that your body just gets filled up, and you feel energized, and you feel full, and you feel like you ate something good. When here, if I don't shop at Whole Foods, or if I don't shop at, there's a place called Delmonico's here, or if I don't shop at one of the very higher end, claiming to be all the way organic markets, I can really tell the difference in the food quality, especially the produce. As far as meat, I don't eat a lot of meat, but I would say there, again, it's fresh. I mean, especially in the Caribbean. Fish is caught fresh daily and just brought out of the water. It's incredible. It's like, like I said, it's the way to get healthy with eating, and the way to know if you're eating clean, is the least amount of things you have to do to the food. That means the better and the fresher it is.
Yeah.
If you have to sauce it up to death, or you have to salt it and pepper it and put all this other stuff, additives into it to make it taste good, then something's wrong. Because if it's fresh, it doesn't need that, and you can tell. That's the difference. And in Africa, same thing. It depends on the country, but the produce in most countries that I have had the experience with, or have been associated with, or been able to go to, the produce, the fish is so fresh, and people eat a lot of goat, which I love. Some people don't. But goat is again, it's wild, and it eats from the ground. It eats whatever is around it. So it eats indigenously, and so therefore it tastes very, very fresh. And I have goat here too. And it depends. If it's been imported, it's great. If it hasn't, I can tell. I can tell the difference. I don't eat beef because, if animals are killed in fear, they make us aggressive.
Yeah.
Because the state they're in is a shockful state. They're scared. So when we're scared, what kicks in? Our flight or fight defense.
Sure.
So they can't fight because they're dying.
Yeah. It makes the meat tougher.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Makes the meat much tougher.
And therefore, when it's tougher, when it's sold to the American market, they put dye on it to make it look red, like it just got killed.
Right.
If you saw the meat after they really processed it in a meat packing plant, it's brown.
Yeah, nothing like that.
It's not like if you were on a farm and you actually killed it, and then, of course it's red, and you rinse it off, it still has that plumpness to it, and that color is still there when you're cooking it. Once it's dead, to me, it's like I don't want to eat dead food because I'm putting dead things to my body. It's not nourishing it. It's not on a molecular, cellular level. It's not feeding me.
Gotcha.
It's not feeding my body, and it's not feeding my mind. And that's the most important thing to me is for the food to translate all throughout your body.
Now, I know Amazon bought Whole Foods. Do you think Google will get into the grocery business?
That's really up in the air. I at this point right now, no. I don't think that's a foreseeable thing that's going to happen.
Makes sense. Now, I know, on another note, in 2013, one of Google's co-founders invented synthetic meat hamburger, I guess, in an effort to curb animal cruelty. In the near future, cattle will be something only the rich can afford. Now, in that future, do you think Americans will see consumer labels that say made with 20% real beef? Or, would you even eat a synthetic meat product?
No, definitely not. And I think that goes to what we're talking about as far as education. People are always, if we're on the internet searching something and looking for something, let's look for ways to make us more productive and make us feel better and healthier and happier and enrich our lives, not ways to be just a consumer. So in saying that, anything synthetic, I'm not going to eat cardboard. I'm not going to eat plastic. I'm not going to eat, not knowingly. So I'm not going to eat something that has been made up to match or try to match the taste of something real. For me, when you said cattle will only be consumed by the by the rich, well, more power to them, because I don't think that beef is good for us anyway, and it's not something we have to have in our systems and in our bodies to survive. And we are creatures of habit, and to change a habit, it takes 3 months. If a person goes without eating, I guarantee you, if somebody goes 3 months without eating red meat, when they taste it, they will throw it up.
Gotcha.
Because it's just not, the taste is not what we think it is. We have been conditioned to eat it because we have it, but it's one of those things that you rarely miss.
Now, I know it's the holiday season. What are your suggestions to a healthy but tasteful Christmas dinner?
Oh, wow. That's a good one. Turkey's always a favorite. Turkey's incredible. It has tryptophan in it, which is a calmer, which is a natural anti-anxiety medication, but, in a food that will work immediately. Like a lot of things when we read and they'll say, it has this vitamin in it, it's full chunked with this, it's C, it's A, it's all the stuff we need, but you have to eat so much of it to get it in that people have to take a supplement to help with that. Turkey's not one of those things. Turkey's one of the things, when you eat it, you get the benefit immediately. That's why people get, when people eat at Thanksgiving, it's not only that they overeat, which makes them tired and lethargic. It's the fact that turkey has tryptophan in it, and it's been used in the past for sleeping. So, and turkey is very healthy. It is very great. It's a great meat. If you want to eat meat every day, turkey every day. The protein content is high. The fat content is low. And I don't mean eating just the white meat. I mean eating the dark meat, the white meat, the skin, just not in excess, but some skin. It's good because that's good for our skin. It provides oils and fat.
All right, Chef Kim. So let me ask you this: our listeners want to know, how do you prepare your chitlins or no chitlins? Do employees at Google eat chitlins? Is that something that Chef Kim is whipping up?
Oh, that's hilarious. If I had chitlins, I definitely remember to clean out the membrane. That's the most important thing. Definitely clean out the membrane. Because of them being 99% fat, there are something that if people want to eat them, it's a tradition. Of course, it's a tradition, like black eyed peas are for New Year's. I definitely would, like I said, make sure the membranes are totally cleaned out. Let them soak overnight, like our parents or grandparents may have done, in a tub or a big huge pot. And what I do when I do cook them on occasion, I let them sit overnight after I've cleaned up the membrane. Take a couple of white onion or yellow sweet onion, because there's Visalia and there's Salinas onions, and there's Wawa onions, and those are very sweet, and those are more expensive, but they don't have to be that. Yellow onions or white onions, cut them up in chunks and put them in the water with the chitlins overnight, and garlic, lots of garlic cloves, and then let that sit overnight in the chitlins. And then when you take them out and when you get ready to cook them, you'll be surprised that they'll take about 15 to 20 minutes to cook. You'll be shocked because people think they take hours to get them tender. But when you do that, just those two pieces, it will make all the difference in the way they cook and how fast they cook and how tender they are. And I also wanted to tell you, when you were asking me about Christmas dinner, if people want turkey, definitely no ham. I would say no ham. I know people love ham, but ham is just pure fat, and it's not the right kind of fat. It's not the right kind of pork combination. Even I would say even for that meal, because when people have ham, they tend to always slather it with a lot of sugar, and so there you got sugar and fat together. That's really a recipe for disaster.
Wow.
So turkey, if you like yams, sweet potatoes, no sugar. Absolutely no sugar. You can do other things that will give that same taste. You can use Maple syrup is really wonderful, but I would say if you're doing 20 pounds of yams or sweet potatoes, and I would say steam them or bake them, they're really good. Or saute them even. Wonderful. Roast them. Roast them is wonderful. Roast them is really good. Add a little, just a cinnamon stick, maybe one. A little bit nutmeg and maple syrup, just very, very lightly put over them as they cook, because then it'll cook it in. And that's it. Don't add any afterwards. Don't put a cup of sugar in them and all. No, none of that. And no marshmallows. That's like double. You can get diabetes on one meal. You're having mashed up.
Hey, Chef Kim said, no, hold those marshmallows. Don't.
Yeah, that's pure sugar. Look at sugar content of marshmallows. It's unreal. It's off the chain. It's like, nuh-uh. So, and they'll still taste wonderful.
Right. Understood. Now, predictive analytics software is now being used by grocery stores. And for people that don't know, predictive analytics, that's the science of forecasting future trends based on the study of present day and past data. Will this help in the Black and Latino community, in your opinion, and why?
No. That's real simple. No. Why? Because, again, the lay of the land, like the FDA, the whole purpose to me of the regulating community of food in the United States is based on a profit margin. It's not based on making people healthy and making sure that they're okay. That has to be up to us. That's why I said moving forward with what we know, with what we can Google and find out, is so important to our health in the future and our children's health in any community, but more so in people of color's community, because these diseases that have plagued adults for decades are now coming into children. And believe me, the rates are, the stats are very, very low on non-people of color comparatively. Children of color, and especially African-American children, are more susceptible and definitely have higher levels, way higher level of diabetes. So no, the marketing isn't set up for that. Yeah, it's predicted, but that is all about, those numbers are all about money. They're not about making our society healthy, which we have to do. And the only way we can do it is we have to do it. We can't depend on the government to do it. The information is out there. That's wonderful. It's readily available, but we have to read it and use it. Starting now, not tomorrow, not the next day, now. Read something. Oh, I can implement that today with my family. Oh, I don't have that kind of budget to buy that. What can I do? What are the alternative things that I can buy that will provide help to my family now? And it's there. You can read it and it's there. It's simple. It's simple produce. The simpler you make it, the better. And with sugar, it's like very minimal. And white sugar, no. If it's white, it's bad in food. White bread, white sugar, white flour, none of that. There are alternatives that are wonderful. You use rice. Rice flour is wonderful. Wheat only if you know that it doesn't bother you. So there are ways that you can detect and test it without going to the doctor. And it's on Google. You can Google it. That's the wonderful thing about Google. You can Google it and find out what is going to be right for you can even ask the specific question. I am African American. What types of food will increase my chance of diabetes? Will increase my chance of stroke? I'm this age, blah, blah, blah. And it'll tell you. And that's accurate. Those are true facts. Because those are all based from, doctors and a lot of research and study over and over, and things change over time. So it's very important that we take care of ourselves as a community, and as all communities have to start doing, and as Americans in general. Yeah. We have to start taking care of ourselves.
Now, we know that, all these different ethnic groups can cook. Black folks, Mexicans, white folks, especially Southern white folks,
yes,
can cook. What advice would you give the people in terms of how to shop at a grocery store and what food groups they should look into? Anything, thoughts on that?
So shopping, again, read the labels. I would look for, more than anything, saturated fat